disability history not more present in museums, history museums in the UK. And in a survey of curators, the analysis found not that people didn't know they had disability-related objects in the collections. They did know that for the most part, but they were really frightened of using those materials in an inappropriate way. And so once that bit had been uncovered and a shared discomfort with using it, wanting to use it but not knowing how to was revealed, then work could take place to kind of create that whatever scaffolding they needed to do it. So I think it's that kind of, maybe it's just a simple modelling of that same approach, you know, uncovering some of these anxieties and assumptions, and also looking at places where there have been perhaps different strategies or a different result to the one predicted or anticipated in one locality, and comparing them, you know.
And maybe more projects which are more from the bottom up, interested in engaging with those difficult topics, like community-based projects or participatory projects, which start from a point of how can we deal with an issue like disability, and then putting them into the more traditional museum that's not used to feeling comfortable with that as a kind of matchmaking support network.
Yeah.
But in terms of technology, I don't have any answers here, and as you may know, we're not a museum that's full of new media technology at the moment. But I think the one thing that I've really shifted since I've been working there is the role that I don't have any answers really about using it in the museum, but that social media and online media can be a really critical way of opening up what you're doing as a museum. What is the knowledge making that the museum does? And I think we have a couple of curators who tweet their preservation work as well as the making of exhibitions and the issues that we discuss and the disagreements. And I think that's an important contribution. If you see it as a place where different people can come together to wrestle with these issues, it shouldn't just be about what happens in the room, or especially if you don't have a massive audience and can't change a lot of people there. Yeah.
So that's really openness as well.
Oh dear.
You just mentioned social media, and isn't that part of maybe the next step for the museums to engage the audience in general? Right now it's most likely very focused to only a certain group.
Well, I think a few things about that, but maybe it's another one of these challenges where we've worried a lot about it because social media seems to threaten the museum full of objects in the same way that Amazon seems to threaten the bookshop full of books. But I think maybe we should just stop worrying about that and thinking, what can we use these things for? And as we understand the tools better, what are they good for, and what spontaneously do people in the institution? And I think that's partly also about making people in the institution feel comfortable about using those things in the manner which they're best used, which is often personal and bottom up and not necessarily